Focus. I think focus is one of the biggest challenges that we have in our life. The difference between a house light or a light like that and a laser is focused light. The light that basically disperses light, I mean, it's just like all over the place. That's one thing, but a laser is focused light. The difference between people who move to the next level is the fact that they genuinely get focused in what they're doing. They're passionate about what they're doing. Now, a lot of people, they're just living from day to day and they're not really focused on anything. And as a result, they don't accomplish very much. They don't move forward in life. It's only what you focus on is the thing that takes you to the next level of whatever you're doing. When you have someone who becomes a master craftsman, someone who becomes an expert, and listen to me, that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. That's something that you should really strive to accomplish, is to become a master craftsman at something. And the only difference, the vehicle that takes you to that level is focus. What you're focused on. I mean, we live in such a society where we've got so many distractions. They're everywhere. It's television, it's the news, it's the neighbor's cat. I mean, it's just everything. We're scattered all over the place. But when you find people that are specifically targeted, they're focused in one area, that's when they move to the next level. Listen, here's the word that I've got for you. You're not focused enough. You're not focused enough. For your life to move to the next level, I don't care what it is. I don't care whether you're a golfer, a violinist, an artist, a writer, whatever the case is, and you can make all kinds of excuses. Well, I've got this going and that going, and that's true. You do have a lot of things going, but you have the exact same amount of time as every other person in the world. There's not one person in the world that has more minutes in the day than you do. You have the exact same amount of hours. You have the exact same amount of moments, minutes in your day. The choices are what you do with those minutes as to makes the difference as to whether you stay at one level or you move to another. And if you're not willing, what do you say? You're given three commodities: time, talent, and energy. That's what you've been given. And you can do two things with it. You can either spend it or you can invest it. But the bottom line is that only those who invest their time, they target something that I'm going to put my time in, which means you're going to have to put some things out of your time. In other words, there are some people that I just can't hang with. There are some things I'm not going to take time to watch. I was thinking that about the news the other day. I can easily become an information junkie. I can become a news junkie. And I find that that's good to a point. But for the most part, it's just regurgitating a complaint about something here or something there. And it gets to where it steals my time, to where that's all I'm doing is I'm seeing what they're doing. I'm watching. I'm not accomplishing anything. It steals my time. It steals my focus. And this is what I really feel to tell you today, is the fact, and if I could just put it bluntly, you're not focused enough. You can complain about your level of life, but the reason you're at the level you are is because of your focus. You made the decision to do with your time what you've done. You can spend it or you can invest it. Those of you that want to move into the realms or levels of mastery, it's going to be because you're willing to put the practice in. Practice, practice, practice. You want to be a writer? You've got to write every day. A lot of people want to have written, but they don't love to write. So as a result, they don't ever go. A lot of people want to have been a good musician, but they don't want to put the time, the practice in. If you don't fall in love with the practice, you'll never reach the goal of mastery. You got to practice. You got to put something into it. So that's just kind of what I feel to tell you today is the fact that you're not focused. The reason your life is in the shape it's in right now is because of your focus. And you can have scattered focus, and you can give some general light to your life, your path, or you can be like a focused laser beam that cuts through everything and brings you into a place of mastery. The choice is yours. I'm just telling you, it's a wonderful thing. There's been some things that I've messed with. Art. I love art. I don't know if a lot of you, I don't know if you've seen any of my artwork. I love to draw, and I've done oil and acrylics, and I've done charcoal, I've done pencil. I think I like the pencil best because it gives me the opportunity to legitimately do fine detail. I love the detail. If I'm doing a portrait of somebody, I love to be able to do the pores of their skin, the wrinkles, the whole thing. With oil, it's a lot more. You just can't do the detail that you can do with lead. And so for a long time I worked at it, and I got pretty good. I was doing a pretty good job. But I remember I became frustrated with where I was. I became frustrated with the level that I was functioning in. And I started praying about it. I started studying. I would go to YouTube. I would talk to other people that I knew, other people that I knew were legitimate artists. I mean, these were. I've got a cousin in Beaumont, Texas, Billy Anderson. He's a master at what he does. He's a master at it, and was a commercial artist, but he paints and designs and draws, and he's just a master. He can do anything. But I got to looking at some of his stuff, and I got to watching how he did it and asking him questions, and I got hungry for it. You know, once I got hungry for something, I started getting focused, and I realized that what I was doing suddenly was coming to another level. It was and to the point that I looked back at a lot of the portraits that I had done, and they almost looked like mannequins by comparison. I mean, it was crazy. The thing I was so proud of before, I thought, golly, I don't even want anybody to see this. You know what I'm saying? Because suddenly I saw something different. And that's what's so interesting. Once you begin to focus, or at least for me, it's almost like I see it. I saw another level somehow. I saw it for the first time. And when I did, like I said, I looked back at all the things that I'd done, and I thought, oh my God, that's now. And I want to do, but I became hungry. I became focused. I began to invest my time in it. I would set up watching other artists. I would set up watching YouTube. How do you do this? How do you do that? I was focusing my energy. And as a result, my artwork came to the place that I was going to a new level. That was something, I don't know whether many of you saw it, but I did a portrait of Donald Trump. I did a portrait of Greg Abbott. He is the governor of the state of Texas, and it was right on him. It's good stuff. Donald Trump, it was good stuff. As a matter of fact, we were able to deliver that. A lot of you remember we were doing that. We delivered that to Washington, D.C., and it was really a wonderful experience to actually do something that reaches that level. But I can't tell you how many hours and days that I put into focus and into working. And if you're going to go to the next level, and I'm not saying that to try to somehow toot my own horn. That's not the point. My point is the fact that I want you to understand that it was the focus, it was the intense desire. I want to go to the next level. And see, I was saying that. I said, I want to go to the next level, and I didn't even know what the next level was. Isn't that crazy? I didn't even, I knew it, but yet I didn't understand it until one day I was studying, and I I moved to a next level. I don't even know how to say it. I know that doesn't even make sense, and it sounds like I'm just talking in circles with that. But all I can tell you is I saw it, and when I saw it, I was able to go there. Now, a lot of you have gifts. Some of you are musicians. You have guitars. You have pianos. You have your writing skills. You have teaching skills. There's so many things that you're called to. But you will never move beyond the level that you are as long as you think this is it. If you think this is it, you're done. What you're going to have to do is focus. I'm going to set my heart. Now, what I'm going to do is by focusing, that means not just what I put my attention on, but that also declares what I take my attention off of. See, a lot of you right now, I'm telling, hey, I love you. I'm telling you something that I think will help you. If you want to go, you're going to have to eliminate some of the trash from your life. You're going to have to eliminate some of the things that you're doing. You're not going to get that time back. You know, I mean, it's almost like somebody comes in and you have to watch out because you're going to have like time wasters. You understand what I'm saying? And you know what, a time waster is somebody who wastes all of their time, and so then they're going to track you down and waste your time. And they'll do it on the phone. They'll do it in person. They will steal something that you can't get back. You will never, ever, ever get that back. You'll never get the time back. Somebody stole it. You can't let that happen. You're going to have to focus, and you're going to have to take away the things that are stealing from you, and I'm going to focus my time, my energy, my mind. I'm going to focus my mind on this alone. I'm not going to think about anything else. I'm going to focus on this alone. Every waking moment, I'm going to do it. Those of you that are wanting to be guitar players, come on. I mean, you can sit there and learn the 3 chords that you can do and maybe throw a minor in there. But do you really want to learn something that is phenomenal? You're going to have to spend some time on it. Come on, buddy. I'm telling you, it will be worth it. I promise you, if you will do this, it'll be worth it. It'll be a treasure that not only will be for you, but it'll be for your children and your grandchildren, and everyone around you will celebrate this incredible treasure. I mean, it's a delight to them just to get to watch a master craftsman. Why don't you make the decision right now to be a master craftsman at something? At something. You may say, I'm not sure what that is. Well, I may have to wait until tomorrow and talk more about how you define your brand, who you are. That took a long time for me to determine, because as the older I got, there was a lot of things that I used to think was important that now I'm thinking, I don't even want anything to do with that. And things that I didn't think was important that now I'm thinking, that's really important for my life. So there are things that you're going to have to, you're going to have to get your act together. Let me tell you something. You're not as young as you used to be. And if you think for 30 seconds that your life won't be over in about 5 minutes, you are mistaken. You're going to have to pull yourself together and stop messing around with your life and get focused on something. Get focused. Sharpen your edge. Get better. Determine, I'm going to be better. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I may not understand what, but the desire that's in my heart literally will pull me toward the direction that I'm going. If you're passive, you're done. If you're passive, just go home. You're done. You've already accomplished everything in your life that you will ever accomplish right now. If you're passive, you're going to have to get some passion. Come on, you're going to have to get. I remember watching the old Rocky movie. You remember that? Of course, that like 100 years ago. And Sylvester Stallone, he was playing Rocky, and they were talking about the eye of the tiger. And basically the gist of that eye of the tiger was, you got to want this. You're going to have to want it enough to take it. You can't passively live through life. Why are you here? What are you even doing here? Are you just alive to be alive? Of course not. You are called to something. And it's time for you to find out what that is and get focused on it. Get focused, all right? Now that's what's in my heart. I'm just telling you right now, I believe that this can make a difference in your life. I believe it can move you to the next level. Maybe this week sometime I can talk to you a little bit more about some other things that have happened in my life that really has impacted me. But I'm so glad to have been with you today. I mean that with all my heart. I love you guys. Please push like, push share, push subscribe, and I'm going to be back tomorrow. Okay?